Hello everyone, it's the 10th episode of Excel for SkillDrogger and it will be the last one. We are going to talk about a dataset based on some sales. Again, I found some dataset on Kaggle. I think I have it here. I didn't find any description for the dataset. It's just here where you have details. It's just some statistics and the distribution. However, there is no description as it was for the HR dataset. So we're going to start with load the data from the tab data, get data from file. It's again a CSV file. Have to find it on the recordings, part 10, English, and here is the dataset. And I think I have to transform it a little bit because or maybe if I would Central Europe, no, I'm not sure. The delimiter comma, what if okay, so a comma is a delimiter, so the separator for the decimal numbers, and here are the dots. Oh, so actually this like it's a dot and I would need a comma for the European, so I will transform it. So I'll pick a price each and sales, and I think it's all that I need, and I can pick option replace values, and everywhere when I find a dot we'll replace it with a comma. Okay, so that is done, and now I can change it to a decimal number, and the sales will be also a decimal number, and now I will load it. So here the sales data sample, and on the table design there is a table name. And what I have to mention from the course I am taking is about paying attention to the details. So there was an example as in analytics, or not only, you have to count some discounts, gross price, net price, and so on. So in this dataset there is not any discounts, so we will improvise and we will do it manually. So it will be a discount %, and there was a Polish maybe the round. Let's try round. Okay, round is a function that gives a number between 0 and 1. So if I change it to some percentages, I'll get some percentages. I will copy it and paste it as values. So now we can see that there are some numbers after the comma. So this is not only 86%, but 86.169 and so on. So the trick in the course was that the data was like this table, this column discount %, and I had to count, I think that, like, let's say this is a gross price, so before the discount, and here is the price after the discount. So basically you can of course go with gross price minus and multiply gross price by discount, and of course it's a number, so that would be the discount. Is it what I want? I wrote here discount, right? Yeah, but it would be easier to count what I took gross price minus gross price, so I counted here net price. So yeah, okay, so that's the net price, but it's probably easier to first of all count what is the discount and not percentages but numbers. So gross price times discount, so that's the discount in number, and the other way would be discount, this is, oh sorry, this is net price 1 and this will be net price 2, and it would be the gross price minus discount, and here the numbers are the same, so two different approaches. And there was some trick that if you look at the data alone and not what is exactly in the cells, then you are not sure what percentages are for the discounts. And yeah, it's a good point to just if you're really analyzing the data to be very precise and check what's in there. So yeah, attention to detail. So now we can create some pivot charts, for example. Let's do it on this data set. We are gonna name the sheet dashboard, or this time I didn't do this in Polish version, but okay, let's do to calculations, and we'll create another one that will be named dashboard. Okay, so here on calculations we are going to prepare, let's go net price based on state, how many states there are. Okay, let's go with state here, and maybe we can do it on months, but months would be here. Okay, let's say you have a table and the chart like this. So here are the months and different states, and after that you want to create a chart based on, let's say, quarters. So it's pretty similar. So you can copy the pivot table, paste it somewhere there, and create a chart based on that data. So here is a separate chart, and here you can change, you can get rid of the month and do it on quarters. So it's just a way that if you don't want to delete the original chart and pivot table, and you want to do something similar, you can copy the pivot table and just change one axis or legend that you want to change, and it's just quicker. So that is something I wanted to show. I will maybe get back to the part I have only this one. And going forward, we would like to answer for some analytical questions, right? So I prepared 3 of them, and the first one is, which production line had the most sales by year? So we have to create a pivot chart. Let's do this on existing, on calculations. Here we are calculating something. So there was a product line, and there was sales, I guess, most sales by year. So sales, we will use the net price we just created on random discounts, and we want to have it by year. So the data here is like it's called quarter ID, month and year ID, and we don't want to use the order date because the format is not so nice, so we would have to transform it a little bit. So we are going to use year ID, but automatically it will end up in values as it is a number. So we will move it to legend, and now we have the sales by year. Maybe we could sort it based on the product line. yeah, descending on sales. Okay, so now we have the answer to our questions. So the most classic cars are being sold, not even depending on the year. It's always on classic cars. Then there are vintage cars, and actually there are some differences. But actually, in 2003, trucks and buses were sold more than motorcycles, for example. And that's actually it. It just shows that maybe by looking by a year from 2003, or maybe let's look at another way. If the certain product lines grow with the years, right? So this one was 2003, this was 2004, and then we have a massive drop in 2005 for classic cars. And actually it shows that it mostly was there was an improvement in sales in 2004, and 2005 was always the worst. That would be the first insight I see based on this data. Let's go to question number 2. Which client generated the most sales and from what country? So again, let's go insert pivot table from table range, existing worksheet calculations, and we are going to use it here. And again, memory test. What we are looking here, I will look at the column names and will know that I wanted some country, something with client or customer name. Maybe let's go country first, customer name here, and sales. Yeah, we will use also the net sales. I created a pivot, so no worries. I will create a chart based on this one. Oh, but actually there is a lot of data on the chart. Maybe we can move country here. That still doesn't look nice. I think there is really a lot of customers in the data set, so I will get rid of the customer name and we'll pick something else as how many cities. There's also a lot of cities. Maybe state. Let's go with state. But that doesn't really make sense, right? It's country and state. So status, no. Okay, I will use it so we can just see to come to any conclusion for that. So we will sort the customers based on the net sales. So here it will descending would be best. Okay. So we have here like 7 countries. And if I can have it a little closer, I don't know why sometimes there is like two lines here, but yeah, we can see that there are 2 highest lines for USA mini gift distribution and Spain Euroshop channel, and the rest are a lot lower in sales. So actually, if we know that it's Euro shopping and mini gift distributions, we could sort it or use a slicer. So I will just sort it quickly, and once again it was Euro shopping and mini gifts. Euro shopping and mini gifts. Euro shopping and mini gifts distributions. Okay, so now we have the only these 2 customers. and we saw that they were a lot higher than the rest one. The rest ones were starting from, I think, 150. Is it 150? It's hard to tell without the separators. However, yeah, we can see the biggest customers, and the one is from USA, the second one from Spain. And the question was which client generated the most sales. So we can answer that Euroshopping channel from Spain generated the most. And discover how contract size was classified. So the contract size, it's a deal size. It's the last column, and it shows only small, medium, and large. And we need to check how it is divided, like how much in sales starts the medium deal size, and how big the deal has to be large. So another pivot chart. Let's go. Existing calculations. Okay. So deal size, and we will use gross price here. Because we generated random discounts, so net price is not valid for this case. So gross sales, and actually, yeah, sum will not tell us anything. We could go with average. That would show that small is somewhere around 2000, medium is 4,400, and large more than 8,000. And it still doesn't show us the the splits, like the ranges where the deal changes. So I think I will delete this chart and will create a new one. And it actually, we are going to use just a pivot table for this case. And here I will use, I will add this data to the data model. Also, because if you're adding data to the data model, you can use counting distinct numbers. The order number here is not distinct. It is duplicated. If I quickly check here for duplicated values, actually most of the numbers are duplicated, because probably maybe one order number, actually why they are duplicated, right? I think, yeah, those two are small, those two are medium, and yet it is the same order number and the product line is the same. Actually, there is no like product code or something like this, so it's hard to distinguish why it is by this way. But I just wanted to show that if you added while adding a pivot table, pivot chart, adding data to the data model. Okay, I added to the undersheet, no problem. So here, if I get the order number, and normally you would pick count to see how many order numbers are there. So here it shows 2823, but actually if you go a little lower and pick this distinct count, then you know that there are 307 distinct order numbers. So that is one thing I wanted to show, but actually we would need a count for each row, because here is 2800, and if you look at the data, there is as many rows. So we would we want to know for each row what was the gross sales, and then what deal size was connected to it. So here we have the count of order numbers, and the deal size of course is needed, and we will going to put it in columns, and the count number, or maybe order number would be here, and gross price sales here for each order number. I think it makes sense. Also, we can get rid of grand totals of for all. And now I'm wondering if I can sort it here by not ascending but descending by sum. Okay, sum of gross. Yeah, now I'm thinking like we have all the rows labels here, but that didn't work. Not sure why here is okay, because it's sum, and maybe it should be average. If average would be better, average per the order number, so it makes more sense, I think. So maybe we can sort it once more. Yeah, average. Is it working anyway? I will sort it only based on this column. Oh, it works like this. Okay, because sometimes if you're connected to one order number, you still have as well as large, medium and small. However, if we change the number format, that will be more visible. Now we can see that the large go from 12,500 to 7,000. Then the medium, okay, we have to sort medium now. So on the large, it stopped at 7,000, so probably everything that is above 7,000 is large, and medium starts from here to 3,000, so something between 3,000 and 7,000 would be medium, and at the end small are below 3,000. Also, we could create in this in this data set a column with IDs going from 1 until the end, and based on that, on the each separate row, we could calculate it more precisely. However, we have the solution for this case, so it's also good. And that will be all for today. Thanks a lot for all the videos with Excel. I will probably record a quick summary just to talk about my thoughts about the whole 10 episodes and how it looked like, and then we will proceed with Power BI. So thanks a lot and see you soon.